DIY number 1. What you're looking at here is I just have this little sled that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. It's that MDF board, and I took it apart and I managed to sand all the glitter off, and I'm going in with the color of cashew, and I'm just going to give it a good generous covering of paint because I will be using some scrapbook paper. I didn't want any of this to show through. And I thought these little sleds were just adorable. And like there's so many different things that you can do with them. So I got this one done. I'm going to set this one aside. And I went in and I painted the 2 little sticks as well. Okay, this is a beautiful scrapbook paper book that I purchased off of Amazon. I have left the link in the description box below. I'm just putting this down on top of a piece of the scrapbook paper that I chose, and I'm just going and tracing it out, taking my scissors and just trimming it all out. Now these papers here are the ones that are actually 2-sided, and it was so hard for me to choose because I liked what was on the other side as well. And this is the one I came up with for this specific project. Because it actually shows Santa Claus, riding on the sled. And okay, and I'm putting that apart here. Now what I'm going to do is go in with my jumbo glue stick. And I thought that I was actually putting glue on it, but not any came out. I have no idea why. You can see me. I decided, well, I felt of it and I was like, wait, that wasn't sticky. Okay, so I'm just going to put it on the actual board itself, making sure that I go around the edges. And I'm about out of my jumbo glue stick, so it's time to go to the Dollar Tree to buy some more. And I am just placing the paper on top of that piece, going in and making sure that I've got the edges down. And then I will be going in with this piece here. I was showing you all the different kinds of paper that it had in it. And I actually found one that I liked and I covered it. And then I'll be going in and putting the sticks on the bottom using just a strip of hot glue to hold them. Placing them back in the original spots. When I seen this little sled, I thought, okay, I've always wanted to make some pink Christmas decor. So that's what I'm doing. Just adding some glue to each side and placing down the other piece. Okay, and I had this little pink bow in my stash, and I thought this will be perfect, so I just lay it down in the top left corner, and I go in and I dovetail the ends of the ribbon. And then I'm going to be going in and I'm going to be adding just a few pieces of this little Christmas garland, wreath garland, or whatever you want to call it. And I have these little white berries. I'm going to put them in the middle. I think these little berries, I said it in like every video. I mean, they just add so much beauty to anything. They have them for every season, and I love them. Okay, we're going to go on to DIY number 2. This here is just a $1 glass vase. Picked it up at the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to go in with the color Ballet Slipper by Waverly. And it took 1 coat of paint, and there was a few places I had to touch up, but it covered really well. And it was kind of thick because I hadn't used it in a while, and I thought, I kind of want it to be like that. I was actually considering, adding the baking soda as well to give it a thicker consistency, and I thought, nope, This will be just fine. And I go all the way around and cover this. And I get down in the bottom as well. And I absolutely love this color. Okay, we got it done here. Now, I'm going to be trying my hand with Mod Podge. I have not been very successful in the past, but I'm still trying to learn. Now, what my mistake was here, I'm sure you can, if any of you have done this Mod Podge, you know, I should have put it down on the surface and not just the paper. But I rallied on through this, guys, and I just kept working with it and working with it. And then I realized, oh, the ends that were sticking up, I needed to add some down in there. So I did. And it was okay if it was just had a few wrinkles. You know, because I want to say that this is like a vintage looking pieces. You know, it's got like vintage meets shabby chic, sort of. But like I said, I always wanted to do pink Christmas decor. And I finally decided, you know, I'm just going to do it. There I am, I'm going in the back and adding just a little. And like I said, I just kept going with it. I'm trying to brush it around the edges as much as possible. In my opinion, Mod Podge is not something that I don't think you can just sit down and master in one time. You know, that's something you have to learn. And, you know, there's so many wonderful content creators that can do it. You know, I'm trying to learn from them. But eventually I will get it down. Now what I have here is I have these little pill and stick little gems that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to go in with the same color of ballet slipper paint. And I'm just dabbing it on to make sure that I cover each one of the little gems. And I will be using about half of the package on this project. Just going in and getting in the little crevices here. And these little gems just take this project up just, a couple more notches, looks wise. Now see, you could tell I already added some around there. And I'm just going to go in here and finish it off. These are the smaller ones, so they're a little bit harder to work with, you know, on small areas. It took me a few tries, but I figured it out. If you all have made it with me this far, I appreciate you stopping by and watching my video, and I hope that you find something in this video where you have inspiration to try one of my projects, put your own twist on it, or however you want to do it. And you can see right here's where I have a little bit of difficulty. I was trying to space them out evenly, and then I had them a little overlapped. Then I finally figure it out. And I'm like, oh, hallelujah. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I got these beautiful, well, no, never mind. I got one more to put in. I got these beautiful poinsettias. I have trouble saying that because I call them poinsettias, but I think they're supposed to be called poinsettias. And they're rose gold. And the inside of them with the little gold, I think they're just beautiful. So I used 4 bundles of those. I went in with some pine cones. I think I added 3 pine cones. And then I have these little green berries. I'm going to put 3 little sprigs of these throughout this little bouquet. And that was just the perfect touch. We're going on to DIY number 3. Okay, here's just one of those Dollar Tree candlesticks that you can see that it has been used in several of my projects. I'm going in and I'm giving it a generous coat of paint, excuse me, in the color of what is it? Cashew. And it's by Waverly. And I'm thinking I need to get some new candlesticks because I'm not sure how many coats of paint that one will take. Actually, because I've done it like 5 times. And here's one of my autumn signs that I did not use. And I figured I may as well go ahead and use it up. I'm just going around the edges in the color of Ballet Slipper. I'm just going to do the edges in this color. And I only took 1 coat of paint. And then I'm going to be going down or going across the top in the color of Cashew and giving this a pretty heavy coat of paint, trying to cover the pumpkin. And I want to take this time to ask you, if you're not yet a member of my YouTube family, I would love to have you. If you would hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed my content, just give me a thumbs up. It helps YouTube to notice me that much more. And hit that little post notification bell. It'll keep you informed every time I upload. Okay, what I'm doing now is I'm going in with my jumbo glue stick and covering this with the glue. And here is another beautiful page from that scrapbook paper book. Is that how you say it? Oh, isn't it gorgeous? I love that. And I'm going to go in, and I have this little flower, and I did it backwards actually. You'll see here in a second. That's a solo wood flower, and it's the closest to like a winter type color that I had, going in with the garland sticks on each side. And then I just made a shoestring bow out of this lace. And I thought, I was going to lay it down first. I end up taking off the little flower, adding some hot glue to the back of that, and then I will put the flower back on top of the little lace bow. What I'm doing now is I'm taking some hot glue and I'm going around the candlestick, and it will be a stand for this little picture. First of all, I kind of couldn't get it straight, and I had to readjust it just a little, but it turned out really well. And we're going to go on here with the final refill here in a few seconds. Like I said, thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate you. Sorry about the allergies again. Someday I hope they go away. But you all have a blessed and wonderful day.